In today's world, there is a lot of disagreement over what news sources are credible and bias-free. Almost everyone wants informative and high-quality information, but it is easy to feel uncertain and overwhelmed when searching for it. Your family might think one thing, your friends another, and the internet something entirely different. It can be challenging to sift through the noise and find truly high-quality, bias-free information. That's why in this video, we're going over the steps you can take to really dig in and learn about your media sources and their biases. First, it is important to understand what the purpose of journalism is. The aim should not be to sway or influence people into adopting the views of the author or publication, but according to the American Press Institute, to provide citizens with the information they need to make the best possible decisions. The informative purpose of journalism can be distorted, either intentionally or accidentally, through things like the use of a particular tone, word choice, highlighting or omitting particular pieces of information, or using downright false information. One step-by-step method for evaluating a source is the CRAAP test, developed by the Library of California State University, Chico. It stands for currency, relevance, authority, accuracy, and purpose. First, with currency, you consider how current the information is and if it could be outdated. Articles about the economy, for example, could very well be obsolete a few months after their writing. Articles on other subjects, like history, can likely hold up for significantly longer. The next thing to consider is relevance. How relevant is the article for your needs? Are you the intended audience, or is it made for school children or professors? And does it even speak to the topic the title claims it does? Next is authority. Who is the author? Are they qualified to speak on the subject, and do they have any affiliations or a background that could skew their perspective? Or is the author or publication funded by particular groups? It can be helpful to do a Google search of the author and the publication to learn more about where they are coming from. For example, an article written about a particular politician by someone who they beat in the election is likely to take a negative stance towards them. It is also important to ensure there is an author's name attached to an article in the first place. Without it, there is no one to hold accountable for it, no background motivations to uncover, or anyone who could be contacted for further information. The next letter stands for accuracy. There are two things to consider with accuracy. First is the facts themselves. Where does the author get their information? And two, how do they portray that information? Is the tone neutral, or does their language take a stance on an issue? Regarding the first question on the quality of the author's sources, the first thing to do is look to see if they link or reference any of them. You can go to these sources to ensure that they appear credible and make sure the author is not misrepresenting them or omitting anything important. It is good practice to do a Google search for the content of the article, even if they do link their sources. It can allow you to see if the storyline and similar facts exist in other publications and original sources. And it can also help you for any major facts or viewpoints omitted or given far less attention to in the content you consumed. Once that is done, consider the second part of accuracy. What kind of tone does the author use to portray these facts? To judge the tone of an article, look at the word choice. Is it neutral, or does it affirm or reject a particular point of view? For example, a group of people could be called rabid, which portrays them negatively, as crazy and irrational, as opposed to a more neutral word like excited. Word choice and tone can be very apparent or more subtle. It helps to consider the implications of the author's words and how that might shift your interpretation of the story. The final letter of CRAAP stands for purpose. Does the author or publication give an explicit mission for the article or company? It could be anything, such as to inform, teach, sell, persuade, or entertain. Doing a Google search on the company can help uncover its purpose. Is the article portrayed as a work of journalism or as an opinion piece? Consider whether it takes a personal or objective and impartial point of view. And does their portrayal of themselves and the article appear accurate? This wraps up the final letter of our acronym CRAAP, which once again stands for currency, relevance, authority, accuracy, and purpose. By considering these 5 points, you are well on your way to understanding the content you consume. Nevertheless, this process can be time-consuming, and without careful attention, it can be easy to mistakenly identify sources you agree with as bias-free. There are several online tools that can assist you in judging a source. A good starting point is Biasly's Media Bias Ratings List. It provides AI and analyst-generated ratings of hundreds of media outlets. While individual articles are likely to deviate somewhat from these averages, Biasly's ratings can give you an idea of the general biases of the publications you regularly consume and help you find the sources that, as a whole, are the least biased. Biasly also offers bias ratings of individual articles. On the site, you can freely browse selections of popular news or use the Chrome extension to browse articles on other sites. This can be very helpful if you do not always have the time or willingness to do the work yourself. Biasly's analysis can also serve as a benchmark for your own breakdown. You can apply the CRAAP principles to an article and see if your judgments match what the AI and analyst found. Of course, Biasly has its own proprietary rating methodologies that are more advanced on the bias side of things, but the CRAAP is a quick way to evaluate an article. With the CRAAP method explained in this video and Biasly's tools, you will be able to approach any media source with clarity and confidence. You can develop your own perception that you can take anywhere. And when you are short on time or wish to supplement your own judgments, Biasly and its services are there for you.